Alright, you monsters, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today I'm going to talk about 5 food items you should never buy as a prepper. But before we do that, if you're interested in the detective stories, there will be a link in my first book called Bloody Crosses. It's in Dutch, so if you're interested, take a look. So, 5 food items that I would never buy again. And yeah, many people will say that food items, that's something that's your preference or your taste. Well, it's not only about taste, but there are other factors that will play into it, and these are the 5 things that I would never ever buy. Please, a little bit of shite. First of all, these MREs. Yeah, MREs, there are good stuff in it, but the reason why I would never buy this type of MRE again, that is a French army rations. There, in contrary to the American MREs, there's some good stuff in it, but it's not worth it for the price. It's expensive. The half of the things are things that you don't want to that you really don't want to eat. Half of the stuff in this is something that I could eat, but it's something that I really don't like. So that's already a bad thing. The price, like I said, second bad thing. All the package, because there is so much waste inside of this, of cans, of napkins, of a heat stove, is inside of every package. So if you buy 20 of these, you got 20 heat stoves. Yeah, so you got too much of certain stuff. uh yeah, and it's more for soldiers, so it's more for, yeah, for in the field. So yeah, for long term it's not really, how do you say this, acceptable for a healthy diet. Let's say that is more for the calories and nutrients in the field. So yeah, and it also takes a lot of space. So yeah, there's a reason why I will not buy this kind of MREs anymore, because too much space, too expensive, and half of the things are things that you don't like, or you're going to have double of it because you don't need it. So, all right, uh, this is the lesser of the worst food. So we're going from bad to worst, and the next thing I'm going to say is don't buy, and it is coconut powder. Well, many people like coconut powder. Some people are really into coconut powder. To be honest, coconut powder can be good in certain things. In my opinion, they're the best in some cocktails. But there is one thing that I don't like about coconut powder. It's really bland. It's less nutritional, and the next problem I have is this. You see what I mean? This thing is clogging so badly, and every time I want to take a scoop of coconut powder, the thing is I have to almost chisel it off and squash the debris pieces that you can see, like here, that are getting stuck. So as you can see, it's really annoying if you want to keep it in this way. Some people will say, yeah, why don't you just keep it in original packet? Because it comes in big packages and you cannot just keep the packages, because otherwise it go bad. And if you put it in a jar and take the air out, that's a little way to keep it, to make it last longer, but it still clots. So that's something that I really don't like about it. Maybe other people don't have this problem, but this is a problem that I have with this. So coconut powder is not something that I'm going to buy in the future. And after a while, you get sick of the taste. In contrary to just regular milk that is always refreshing. So we're going to the next thing: honey. Well, for a person that is always saying that you got to have honey, complaining that honey is one of the worst food items, I'm not talking about real honey. This is store-bought honey. So this is more like sugary syrup kind of stuff with a little bit honey in it. So this is the mistake that I made when I started prepping. I bought a lot of this cheap honey, but it's not real honey. It's like flower honey that is, how do you say this? is mixed with sugary syrup. So yeah, it is a jar of real honey. It's expensive, but it's the real deal. Has all the benefits of real honey, and it will last for eternity. This stuff, there are certain jars that, because it's made out of plastic, that will get out and start to grow fungi. So I don't know what kind of stuff is in this, but if your honey starts to show some honey or fungus, there is a real problem with your honey. So if you're going to buy honey, check if it's real honey. If it's really cheap, check twice. But usually this kind of honey will not last that long. Let's see to the date. Oh, right. Um, because it's not real honey and I never had any use for it. It's like 3 years over date. So this is 3 years over date, and honey is supposed to be last forever. So yeah, fuck that. If you're gonna buy honey, buy real honey from a real beekeeper and not that sugary, syrupy stuff from the store. And there are two more things that are worse than this, and I'm really, I'm yeah. That is the second one, and that is spam. Yeah, it's like corned beef or spam or whatever Americans call it, and I really don't like this. I have understand that in places like Hawaii, this is something that they eat on a regular base because they used not to have a refrigeration, and it was a way to eat meat without the refrigeration from so many years ago, and that has some base in the culture. But I've bought this for one reason when I started prepping, and that was because you can store this for so long time in easy conditions. But if you're going to eat this, especially when it's the regular corned beef, it tastes like cat food. I really don't like it, and yeah, some people may like it, and perhaps it could be made more tasteful with some spices, with some oils, butter, or some how do you say this, tallow or something to give something taste to this. But in my opinion, even with that, it's one of the later things that I would eat, or only when I'm really hungry. But it tastes like cat food, and I'm really regretting buying this stuff. I would rather give it to the dog of my brother than eating it myself, and then eating the dog while it is being fattened on my corned beef. So yeah, I really don't like these corned beefs, aka spam. So yeah, everyone to their own taste, but I will tell you, it tastes like cat food. And now, the worst food that you could buy. And that is hard to say for a person who likes Scotland, who likes to wear kilts, is all about the history of Scotland. I find it so fascinating, but there is one thing that Scotland really does not have to show for, and that is haggis. If you can see, that is a jar of haggis. I've been to Scotland and I've eaten haggis, but I've eaten haggis from a snack bar, and that was deep fried, and the taste was really good. But in my expectation, I bought one of these cans, actually two of these cans, and when you open this and you let it sink out, it's just one big sausage filled with, it's like haggis is like a sheep's stomach filled with organ meat, and to be honest, I could not finish it. I cooked it, I baked it, I tried to put several spices to it, but even then I could not just get it in. So of all the things that I love Scotland, but this is something that you are not supposed to be proud of. I'm sorry. I really don't like this original kind of haggis, and yeah, it's over 8 months. It's going to be expired. So yeah, I will not be mourning about that. So yeah, these were five items. If you know any other items that you say don't eat this or don't put this in your pantry. Please let me know that I'm warned and other preppers are also warned about it. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and whatever you do, buy real honey, don't eat haggis, and choose whether you want to eat spam. Bye.